This uh, board game, it's the latest edition of the original National Pastime Baseball game, which was invented in the 1930s by Clifford Van Beek. In the early 50s, Richard Seitz invented APBA or APBA baseball, which was based on the National Pastime Game Engine, and APBA is still going strong to this day. The About 10 years ago, probably or so, Bill Staffa created Skeetersoft, which is another edition of the National Pastime Game Engine. It's a fine game, a very good game. The latest in the line of editions of the National Pastime Game is the National Pastime Next Generation Plus. It's MPNG by Bill Middleton. And what you see on screen is a Excel spreadsheet. It's a helper for the MPNG game. That's why players can play on the computer without the cards and dice, if you so choose to do that. I use Stratomatic baseball computer game for my scoring, to score the games, and the game engine is run on the helper here. I've got a game between the 75 Reds and the 75 Phillies. This game was actually played on May 15th, 1975. I'm conducting a 75 Reds replay using the MPNG, and we're up to May 15th on the schedule, and the Reds are 24-9 to this point. They've really been playing well to date. The lineups are for the Reds: Rose, Griffey, Morgan, Bench, Dreesen, Concepcion, Geronimo, Foster, and Gullett. Don Gullett has been absolutely on a tear this year. We'll see his stats in a minute. Philadelphia's Cash, Boa, Maddox, Luzinski, Allen, Schmidt, Boone, Anderson, and Jim Lonborg, the former Red Sox hurler, pitching for the Phillies. This game's played in Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, so the Reds will lead off. I'll be showing a few things about how the game plays as we go along here. Pete Rose leads off. You can see over here on this board version, you have the base situation, the number of outs, the infield position, and whether the play result comes from the first or second column. And the play result number is typed in here, and the helper automatically gives the play result in this area here. This area here, type of play, standard or bunt for a hit, or if they're man on base, it can be a sacrifice or hit and run. Those are all things to choose from. The player cards are over here, the pitcher and the batter. We read the dice roll off, which is down here off the player card, type in the results, and the play is listed here, and I record it into the Stratomatic there. Pete Rose leads off. Rose hitting .326 on the year. I click by his name here, and I get a dice roll. The dice roll is 6-3. You come over here, 6-3 is a 31. So I type in 31 there. That's a fly out to center. So that's one out, and Pete Rose has flown out. Ken Griffey will be next. Griffey not been hitting well to date, 240. You can see he hit actually 305 on the season. Griffey will stand in, and we click next to his name, and we get his card over here, and we get a dice roll of 2-2. That is a play result number of 7. We type in the 7, and Griffey has a single to right, so that will increase his average a little bit. So man on first with one out. It's very important that you give this helper that you get all these things right before you type in the play. Otherwise, the play result may be different than what it otherwise would be. So single for Griff. Joe Morgan is next. And little Joe, we click next to his name. We'll get a 34, which is a 31. That also will be a fly out. So 2 outs, and Griffey holds it first for Johnny Bench. Bench leads the National League in RBIs with 44 already in just 135 at bats, hitting a robust .326. So Bench has been overperforming to date, having a lot of good rolls. We click next to his name. We get 65. That's a 35. That's going to be a fly out to right. So that ends the inning. We put this back to empty bases and no outs. Bench flew out to end the inning. Dave Cash will be next. We'll lead off for the Phillies in the bottom of the first. Look at Gullett's line here for the year. He's 7-0 with a 0.61 ERA. He has just hardly been touched on at all the entire season. Just 7 walks and 59 innings. So Gullett has not allowed a home run all year. Gullett has really been exceptional to date so far. Dave Cash will lead off. Click next to his name. We get a 35. That's a 9. Now the 9, with nobody on, 8s and 9s can be a hit or an out based on the pitcher's grade here. Since Cash is a right-handed batter, we look at the current grade versus right-handers. It's a 44. If a dice roll is between 11 and 44, it's an out, and between 45 and 66, it's a single. So we type in the 35, which is a 9. We type in the 9. And we look down here at the dice roll 2, which is 6-6, so that is beyond the 4-4, so that is why that's a single there. So Cash leads off with a single off of Gullett. Larry Bowa will be next. Man on first, nobody out. And click on Bowa. We get a 2-2-7. So we type in the 7 here, and that is a single to right, the runner to third, but if he's a poor runner, he holds second. Cash is a G, which is good runner, so Cash motors into third, and the Phillies have something going immediately. So first and third, we click on that, still nobody out. We give Bowa his single, Cash motors to third. First and third for Maddox. Let's see what Maddox can do. Click on his name. A 1-1's an H. Anytime you have an H, you look at the second dice roll. Click on the second dice roll, which is a 1-3. So 1-3, and the second dice roll is a 6. So we click on second column and type in a 6 here. So that is a double to left center, and both runners score. And this might be as hard as Gullett's been hit all year. That's a double for Maddox. 2 runs have scored. So we click double. Bowa scores 2-0 Phillies mighty quickly. Greg Luzinski's next. Man on second, nobody out. We click this back to first column now. Click next to Luzinski. 3-3 is a 6. Boy, the Phillies getting their licks in here. So 6 is already in there, so we look here, double left center, the runner scores. So another double. 3-0 now. That's got Gullett's ERA over 1 now. Dick Allen will be next. Man on second, nobody out. Click next to Allen's name. We'll get a 24-13. We type in 13. That's a strikeout. So that's the first out of the inning. Dick Allen strikes out. Mike Schmidt is up next. Click next to his name. 56-13. 13's already in there. Strikeout. 2 down. So Gullett may get out of this without any more runs scoring. Here's Bob Boone. Boone. Click next to his name. 61's a 36. We type in 36. That is a ground out pitcher to first. That ends it. So we put those back to empty and 0. And ground out. Reds will be up in the top of the second now. Dan Dreesen will lead off. You can see over here who's up. Dreesen, so we click next to his name. 26-45. That's going to be a ground out to first. 1 down. And Davey Concepcion next. Davey hitting 294 without a home run yet. 32-26. That's a ground out second to first. So 2 up, 2 down. And Geronimo will be next. Cesar Geronimo hit 300 with 3 homers. He hit a grand slammer off of Steve Carlton last game. That's the first Reds grand slam of the year. Click next to his name. We'll get a 24-13, and Geronimo whiffs. So 3 up, 3 down for line board. Let's see, I gotta click on that. And strike out. All right, bottom of the second, Mike Anderson will lead off for the Phils, off of Gullett. And click next to Anderson. We have a 14-30. That's a fly out to left. 1 down. That's fly out. Okay, Jim Lonborg. 1 out, nobody on. Click next to his name. 55-45. That's an out at first. So 2 down. Lonborg, a very poor hitter. .023 on the year. And Dave Cash, you got things going in the first with a single. Will come up again here with 2 outs in the second. And 13-14, that's a walk. So 2-out walk to Cash. And there's our walk. Boa will be next. And on first, 2 outs. 46-29. That's a strikeout. So Boa whiffs to end the inning. And top of the third now. Reds trail 3-0. George Foster will lead it off. And Foster 33H, 25-2. So 33 there is an H. 25 is a 2 in the second column. So we click 2. Second column, type in 2. And that's a leadoff triple for George Foster here in the top of the third. So the Reds in good shape for scoring here in the third. Gullett will be next. We'll leave the infield back and concede the run. 66, H. Gullett, pretty good hitting pitcher. 1-5 is a 2. So that is another triple. So back-to-back triples for the Reds. And we have a 3-1 game now with Pete Rose coming up. We'll go ahead and still leave him back. Click on Rose. Fly it out his first time. 63-31. Double play. Fly it out to center. Maddox guns down Gullett at home for 2 outs. The run nailed at the plate. So now 2 outs, base is empty. So that is a fly out. Both runners are out. And Ken Griffey will be next. 26-45. That is a ground out to first. So that ends the inning. Reds only got 1. Looked like they get more than that for a while there. Maddox will lead off the bottom of the third. 35's a 22. Ground out catcher to first. Just a topper in front of the plate. 1 down for Greg Luzinski, the Bull. 24-13, and Gullett's going to fan him. So Gullett's settling down now after his rough first inning. Dick Allen will be next. Allen whiffed his first time up, and this time we'll ground to short. So 3 up, 3 down for Gullett. We'll go to the fourth. Joe Morgan will lead off. Click next to his name. And 54 is a 32. That's going to be a fly out to right. So Morgan struggles continue. He's only hitting 278. Morgan, the real life MVP in the 75 season in the National League. Johnny Bench, 61-36. Fly to left, so 2 gone. And Dan Dreesen. Dreesen playing first in place of Tony Perez today. 13, that's the strikeout. So Dreesen whiffs. 3 up, 3 down again for Lombard. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. Michael Jack Schmidt leads off. 55 is an H. Very few players have an H on 55, but Schmidt does. 55, H, 66, 1. So this could be out of here. We do second column. 1, it's gone. Home run. That's the first home run Don Gullett has given up all season. That makes it a 4-1 game on the Schmidt homer. Now Bob Boone. 44-7. That's base hit to right. Here come the Phillies again. Next up is Mike Anderson. 52 is a 13. Gullett is going to whiff him. 1 out now. Man on first. And I'll bring up the pitcher Lombard. Let's go ahead and sacrifice. I'll click on sacrifice. And we click next to Lombard. And we get the play result right here. Error on the first baseman on the sacrifice attempt. The first baseman is Dreesen. 36 is his error range, and on the dice roll previously, it was 1-36, 11-36. So we have a sacrifice, but an error is going to put runners at first and second with 1 out. So we give. Let's see how we score this. Sack bunt. There's no sack and error, so we do sack fly and error, so we don't give him so we don't give him an at bat. So Lonborg is on first, Boone is on second. We charge the error to the first baseman, Dreesen. So that accomplishes the same thing. First and second, one out, and no at-bat for Lonborg there. Cash now the batter. First and second, one out. Everything's in line here. Click on Cash. 31's an 8. And that 44 right there may come into play here. And it does. See, 21 is between 11 and 44. So this turns a single into a pop out. So 2 down now for Boa. First and second for Boa. He's batting right-handed. 33's a 7. Type in 7, and again the oh, wait a minute. I was doing sacrifice. I got to go back. Standard. We got to go back to Cash as at bat. My bad on that. I forgot to change it. That's why it's important to change those. Well, shoot. Sac fly and error. First base. Okay, and then we do Cash again. Cash had a 31-8. So let's type in 8 and fly out. Same result. 2 down. Yeah, fly out left runners hold. Okay, then Boa had a 33-7. So let's type in 7. And that 22 there is also in the 1 to 44. So 11 to 44. So that is an out in the inning. So 2 potential hits there. Gullett takes away. And the Phillies go down. 4-1 on the Schmidt homer. We go to the 5th. So it's very important to have all of these in the proper situation. Davey Concepcion will lead off for the Reds. 51's an 8. Single to left. So Davey leads off with a single. We put him on first for Geronimo. Cesar Geronimo. 36 is a 13. That's a grounder to third base. You see down here the K1, that means Lonborg doesn't fan hardly any lefties. You see his grade versus righties is a 42. That's a great rating, but a 0 against the left. That would mean that Lonborg gets right-handers out at a high clip, but hardly ever gets left-handers out. And sure enough, I looked it up, and in 1975, Lonborg gave up a 216 batting average against right-handers and a 304 average against lefties. So that's why that grade there. But the K1 against lefties means he hardly ever strikes out a left-hander. 13's normally a strikeout, but since he's a K1, it's an out at first. The runner moves to second. So we have 1 down man at second. And Foster will be up. George Foster. We click on him. We get 32-26. That's a grounder runner to third. So Foster bounces to second. And the runner moves up third base. 2 outs. For Gullett. Do we leave Gullett in? We'll go ahead and leave him. He tripled last time up. Give him a little more rope there. 32-26 again. That's an out at first. So Gullett grounds out to end the inning. Bottom of the 5th. Gary Maddox. 4-1 Phillies lead. 51's an 8. And 23, there's 1 to 44. That's why Gullett gets a lot of right-handers out. So 1 down for Luzinski. The Bull doubled and struck out so far. 53 is a 16, and that's an error on the center fielder. This dice roll 1-2. The center fielder is Geronimo. 11 to 21 would be an error. Anything above 21 is a caught fly. But since Geronimo, this rolls 11 or is a 12, this is an error. So 1 base error. Center fielder. So that's 2 errors on the Reds now. And we put Luzinski on it first with 1 out. That will bring up Dick Allen. Click on him. 1-3 is a 14. That will be another walk. Second walk of the day for Gullett. And Mike Schmidt, who homered last time, will be up. 53 is a 20. Out at first. This 25 here, this is a possible error play. 25, Morgan is 15, so it's above that. That's why it's an out. If it had been 11 to 15, this roll, it would have been an error. Out at first to second, runners advance one base, making it second and third with 2 out. So with a ground out, runners move up for Baboon. When I was a kid, I used to call Baboon Baboon. Me and my neighbor buddies used to call him Baboon. All right, Boone's up. 26-27. That's a grounder to third. Ends the inning. Gullett got in a little trouble there on the air and the walk, but gets out of it. Top of the 6th. Pete Rose will lead off. Let's see if the Reds can get something going here. Everything's in line here. Click next to Rose. 62-14. Lead off walk for Pete. And the Reds hope for a rally here. Trailing by 3. Ken Griffey, 1 for 2 on the day. Click next to him. 54-32. Griffey flies to right. That's 1 down. Joe Morgan will be next. Little Joe. 55 is a 14. And that's a walk. So 2 walks here in the inning. Morgan led the league in walks with 132. 1975. Here's bench. 35 is a 13. So Johnny's going to strike out for the second out. So 2 on, 2 out now for Dreesen. Can Dreesen come through? 56-24. I don't think he can. 24. Fielder's choice. That'll end the inning. Well, the Reds get a couple men on. I can't move them around. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Mike Anderson lead off. Still 4-1 Phillies. 14's a 30. That'll be a fly to left. 1 down. And Lomborg is pitching a whale of a game. Will stay in and bat. 21's a 13. Gullett has another strikeout. 2 down. And Cash will be next. 23-12. That's a grounder for first. Ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Top of the 7th now. Concepcion will lead off. Bottom of the order for the Reds. 15's and 11. Good start for Cincy here as Concepcion singles to left and steals second. So he's on at second. That's Concepcion's 8th steal of the year. And Geronimo will be up. Chief Geronimo, they used to call him. 54-32. Let's see if this will move the runner to third. Fly to right, runner holds, but if he's a G, he moves up. Concepcion at second is a G, so he moves to third. 1 out. Man on third, fly out. And George Foster now. 55-7. This could score the run. And single left, runner scores. So man on first, still 1 out. 4-2 now. And Gullett will be up. We're going to pinch hit for Gullett with, we have Crowley and Cheney, the lefties. Let's do Crowley. Crowley pinch hitting. We'll put Crowley in for Gullett. There you are. And on first, 1 out. 4-2 game. Everything else is good. Click next to Crowley. Get his card over here. 55 is an 8. Lomborg is a 0 against lefty, so there's no way he can stop this hit. Single to left, runner to second. First and second now. And the Reds have the tying runs on now. Here's Rose. The Philly bullpen is active now. Pete Rose, first and second, 1 out. 21's a 13. That is a fly out to right, runner on second to third. If he's a poor runner, he holds, but he's not poor. He's a G, as we saw. So that'll make it first and third with 2 outs now. And we move them up. First and third, 2 outs for Griffey. The Phillies, 2 lefties up for the Reds next. Morgan and Griffey and Morgan, and then Dreesen. We got McGraw is a good reliever. Let's go to McGraw. Make the change there. And we have to change Lomborg. He's pitched well. We'll get the lefty in McGraw here. Tug McGraw. Son Tim McGraw, famous country singer. We have to put his proper grades in there. When it's yellow, we know it's proper. When it's red, it's wrong. So let's get rid of those errors. So McGraw in there. First and third, 2 down for Griffey. We could pinch hit for Griffey with a right-hander. We got Redmond. Let's get Redmond in there. Play the percentages. Well, it doesn't really matter because McGraw stops hits from righties and lefties. That screwball is tough on right-handers, so this may be not necessary. But anyway, Redmond's in there. He'll stay in to play right field. Click on his. 22 is a 7. Let's see if this will score a run. It does. Single to left. One scores, other to second. So the Reds have narrowed the lead to 4-3 now. We're not going to pinch hit for Morgan at all. McGraw will face Morgan. 62 is a 14. Let's see if this is a walk. No, 2 balls. So 2 balls with the next roll is 21. That's a 32. That will end the inning. But the Reds get 2 runs. It's a 4-3 game. So we head to the home half of the 7th. New pitcher for the Reds will be, let's see who they got coming up. Well, I got to pick somebody. Carroll hasn't pitched in a couple games. Let's get Clay Carroll in there. And we got to get the right fielder Redmond set, and we're all set to go. Redmond in right, Carroll pitching. So we have Redmond's already in right. Let's get Clay Carroll on the mound here on the helper. Clay Carroll. And we put in the 24-24 to match up with his grades here. And we have leadoff man Boa. Alright, everything's good here. Boa leads off. 53-18, possible error, and it is. Concepcion makes the error. That 22 is within Davies' 11-22 range, so just barely an error. That's 3 errors on the Reds this game. That's very unusual for them. They led the league in fielding percentage in 1975. All right, Gary Maddox will be next. And on first, nobody out. 23 is a 12. Could be double play. It is. So twin killing there. Base is empty. 2 outs now. Greg Lazinski. The Bull, 62-14. Walk, 2-out walk from Carroll. You see Carroll's ERA is about the same as his real life. He's won 4 and lost none. Dick Allen, 24-13. Allen whiffs to end the inning. We're going to go to the 8th, 4-3 game. And McGraw still on. He'll pitch to bench. Leading off, Johnny, 36-13. That's the strikeout. 1 down. So the bench has the collar today, 0 for 4. Dreesen, let's get Tony Perez in there. Dreesen, lefty against lefty. Perez will come in to play first base. Tony Perez hitting. I got to change this to Perez. Perez hitting 287, 282 real life. Okay, we rolled already. It's 11. It's a 6. So that's a good roll. A double for Perez. He's the tying run at second with 1 out. Dave Concepcion 2 for 3. See what he can do. 46-24. That's going to be a pop out to short. So 2 gone now. And Geronimo will be up. Cesar Geronimo, lefty against lefty. See what we get here. 45-14. Now that's a walk first and second for the Reds. And George Foster, the batter. All right, Foster against McGraw. Let's see what happens here. 46-13. McGraw is going to get out of it with a whiff. So the Reds threaten again, but cannot score. Bottom of the 8th. We'll have Perez in at first. Carroll on for his second inning of work. Schmidt will lead off. He's 1 for 3 of the homer. He homered in the 4th off Bellick. All right, everything's good here. Schmidt. 22's an H. 14 is a 10. That's a base hit for Schmidt. Meant to do second column there, but that would have been the same thing, as you can see there. So Schmidt's on at first. Leadoff single. 7th hit for the Phillies. Here's Boone. Bob Boone, man on first. 61's a 36, and that is a wild pitch. Schmidt trots to second. Insurance run here for the Phillies would be nice for them. The next roll on Boone is a 13. That's a 14. That is a walk, and Phillies got something going here for sure. First and second, nobody out for Anderson. And let's see if Anderson can sacrifice the runners up. So we'll click sacrifice, and it's a strikeout. So Anderson can't get the bunt down. He whiffs. We're going to move this back to standard. And now it's 1 out, first and second, so we'll give a strikeout there. McGraw did well. We're going to pinch hit for him. Carroll's a righty. Johnstone will be a good lefty. Jay Johnstone, lefty. The Reds have lefty. Carroll's supposed to lead off. Have McEnany. All right, let's see about. We'll leave Carroll in. First and second face Johnstone. We got to put Johnstone in here. And Jay Johnstone. We'll click on him. 55 is a 7. Single F. One scores other to second. If he's a G runner, he goes to third. Who's the man on first? Boone. We see Boone here is a N. He's not a G. N means normal. So that is a single to left, and run scores 5-3, runners at first and second. Okay. First and second, 1 out still. Let's get Dave Cash up here. 63-31, that's a fly out. He's a G, he goes to third. As we already know, he's not a G, so normal. Fly out, 2 down for Boa. See if the Phillies can add to the lead, and they might. An 8, 24 there's going to be in play, and the 16 stops it there. So 11 to 24, and 16 is within range. So a fly out to end it. That could have been a hit, but Carroll stops it with his grade. Wow. All right, 9th inning. The Phillies need a new pitcher. It's Gene Garber. Gino, come on, try to save this one. And the Reds will not have Clay Carroll, but will have Vukovich, Flynn. None of these are very good hitters. Cheney's been hitting 324 so far this year. He's been red hot. We'll get Cheney in there. So we got to make changes here. We get Cheney into pinch hit, and the Phillies have Garber into pitch. That's how we do it. Let's get his grades right. 31 and 15. All right. Nobody on, no outs. Everything's good here. Pinch hitter Cheney, and here in the 9th. 25 is a 9. Against a lefty, 15. Not much chance of stopping it. And he doesn't. That's why Cheney's been red hot. He's been hitting well. So leadoff single. Good start for the Reds. Here's Rose, 0 for 3, down to 320 on the year, right at his actual average, very close. Pete, 61's a 39. Pass ball. So pass ball moves the runner up to second. Next roll is a 45-14. That's a walk. First and second. Reds in business here. The tying runs are on. Nobody out. For Redmond. Merv Redmond. Let's hit away. Don't play for tie on the road. 25's a 9. 31, though, is almost a 50% chance of stopping this, and he does. That 22 is within the 31. So that was a big play in the game here. Fly out the runner's hold. So that's 1 out for Morgan. Joe Leonard Morgan. 0 for 3 with a walk. 54-32. Morgan's flown to right quite a bit today. The G runner on second moves to third. Cheney is at second. He is an in. He does not move up, so that's 2 down. We're down to the last out here. And it'll be benched, the RBI, leading RBI leader in the National League. First and second, 2 outs. Game on the line here. Pitch to bench. 15's a 10. Single over second, one scores, other to third, bench steals second. So now the Reds have it 5-4. And bench steals second. Second and third, 2 down, 5-4 game. Tony Perez, batter. Concepcion on deck. Could walk Tony. We'll do it and pitch to Concepcion. Concepcion's a 274 in real life. It's 2 for 4 today. So we have got the bases full, 2 outs, 1 run game. Game on the line here. Garver's in there. The batter is Concepcion. Here's the pitch. 45 is a 14. What will it be? A walk. We got a tie game. So he walks in the tying run, and we got a tie game for Geronimo. See what Geronimo can do. 42 is a 45. And he pops out. So the Reds tie the game with 2 in the 9th. Well, we may be looking at extra innings. New pitcher will be Bourbon. So Cheney got it started with a pinch single. So the Reds have tied it up here. Garver blown save. Bourbon. And we'll get him in 0-0. Bourbon gives up a lot of hits. So you can see here 145, 125. So all this is good. Maddox will lead off. Let's see if the Phillies can score here and win it. 32 is a 26. 1 down. Luzinski certainly has the possibility of homering. 33 is a 6. He doesn't homer, but he doubles. So the winning run's at second now. Let's see what Luzinski's run rate is. He's a normal. That's not bad. We could pinch run for him. Yeah, I hate to lose his bat if we go into extra innings. Dick Allen. 22 is an H. 51 is a 1. This could be a walk-off homer. Second column. 1. Out of here. Walk-off home run for Dick Allen. And the Phillies win it 7-5. What an exciting ending to this one. The Reds come back with 2 in the top of the 9th to tie it. The Phillies get the 1-out double from Luzinski and the walk-off 2-run homer from Dick Allen. And the Reds win it, or the Phillies win it over the Reds. Here's the game story. As you can read here, Allen came to the plate and bombed a 2-run homer, and the Phillies have won it. Here's our box score of the game. Big hitter for the Reds was Concepcion and Foster, and definitely Allen's 2-run homer is big. Schmidt hit a homer earlier. Luzinski's double set the table. The winner was Garver, even though he blew the save. He's 4-1. Bourbon takes the loss. It's 5.79 ERA, so he has not pitched well this year. That is the game, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understand a little better how MPNG Plus works now. Appreciate you watching.